The Nelson Mandela Bay Metro continues to make an urgent plea to communities to save water to prevent outages in the region. This as the Metro is experiencing a severe drought, with its major storage dams having dropped to the lowest levels of all time, threatening drying taps for an estimated 1.3 million people. And with day zero fast approaching, it is estimated that some areas, such as KwaNobuhle and St. Albans, could be without water by July, with other areas to soon follow by August and September if rains do not fall within this period. Now, Nelson Mandela Bay Executive Mayor Nqaba Bhanga joins us now to talk a little bit more about the situation. Executive Mayor, great to have you on the show. Thanks very, very much for being with us.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to your viewers.
So, Kruger Dam, which is the biggest dam, is now standing at 4.5% full. That's 4.5% full. I mean, this is a dire situation. How much rain will it actually take to save that situation?
Leanne, we need, for us to be able to extract water from any dam, our dam levels must not be less than 10%. And this situation is so bad that this dam is at 4.5%. Therefore, we need more rain in the city. This morning I was praying to God that we need more rain. It's only God's intervention that could help us to have more rains. Our dam levels at average at 13%. Which is also very, very serious. That's why by the 1st of July, certain areas in the city will run out of water, like KwaNobuhle, as you have mentioned, would run out of water. Areas like Homa Heights, where I am now, and Shallow, and many other areas would then follow around August. The reason why we're telling people when are the dam levels and the tap going to go dry in their areas, because we want them to know that this is serious and it's coming for all of us. I'm a mayor here. I had no water this weekend for 3 days. Therefore, the issue of water, it doesn't choose whether you're a mayor, whether you're a councillor, whether an ordinary citizen. What we need to do is to reduce our water consumption from 300 megaliters to 250 megaliters.
Yeah.
Therefore, if we do that together, we can avoid a day zero.
Oh.
That's what we need to do, because by September, we'll be commissioning the Nqaba Dam, which will give us at least not less than 200 megaliters. Therefore, we need to work together with our communities to understand that we are in a disaster in as far as water is concerned.
Yeah, in a very desperate situation. Mayor, looking at forecasts going forward, obviously the season that we're in right now is a bad season when it comes to rain. I mean, it's a notoriously dry time in your area, I mean the rest of the country as well. But is there forecast at all for some relief in the near future?
Nelson Mandela, Leanne, in an unprecedented way, for the past 6 years, we've been faced with a severe drought. The rain forecast tells us that we are not likely to get the rain we need unless there's some miracle from Christ for us to get more rain. We're doing everything to pray that we do get more rain, but the science in terms of the forecast does not predict as if we're going to get more rain.
Yeah.
The only thing we can do together with the people, we should do the same thing we did for COVID. We partnered with the community to fight this. And how do we fight it? By reducing our water usage to make sure that we act responsibly. We are also putting water augmentation programs where we are going to go out of water, run out of water, where we put water tankers in Unit, for instance. More than 100 water tankers are being installed as we speak right now to make sure that when that 1st July arise. If the taps go dry, at least people can have water. We must avoid a dry July.
Yeah.
And we can do that. The scientists and our technical engineers are telling us we can if we reduce our water levels.
So what I'm reading as well is that we started off talking about the fact that the Nqaba Dam is only 4.5% full. However, it's estimated that only 1.5% is actually usable. I mean, why is that the case, and what is the problem with the quality of the water that's there?
Leanne, I can tell you that scientists, they tell us to extract water below 10% or below that. It's always not advisable. There were Facebook messages that were circulating that our water is not safe and it can't be used. And scientists have proven that it's not true. We're one of the best cities that have the best quality of water in South Africa, because we test our water a million times to make sure that our people drink safe water. But I'm told that extracting water below 4% it's not scientifically a good thing for us to do. And therefore, we have listened to that advice, and I think we're no longer utilizing the water in Nqaba. We can't use it, and we have to focus into other water augmentation programs to assist until we have rain. And Leanne, I can tell you that this Nqaba Dam does not only affect Nelson Mandela municipality alone. There is a municipality next door, called the Nqaba municipality. Unfortunately, it's also run by the DA, which is facing the same problem. The mayor was on TV yesterday, Horatio Hendricks. And unfortunately, the problem in terms of water consumption is that Nelson Mandela consumed more water from the Nqaba Dam than the Nqaba municipality, which we are trying to mobilize people to act responsibly, because it's not only about the residents of Nelson Mandela, but our neighboring municipality, the Nqaba municipality, is heavily affected about this, because they extract their water from the Nqaba Dam, which makes things very serious to them than we are.
Yeah. So there are warnings, and there are massive warnings. I mean, I know that within the whole of the Eastern Cape, wherever you arrive, particularly in the municipality, there are warning signs everywhere. I know that even today you've been asking residents, pleading with them to cut down the water consumption, to try and help the situation as much as they can. So there's the call out to use 250 megalitres per day in some areas, because the water may run out by July. How have the residents heeded this call? Is it working? Are these campaigns actually working, or are you finding residents are still going over these set limits?
The major problem is the high water users, Leanne. You might think that the poor communities in our communities are the most that are consuming water. But it's people like me who have a pool in the house and, some a firm or an industry that use water that continue to affect our water systems, because people have not reduced. I had even my house detach everything into the pool to make sure that nobody uses the pool, including the children. And I have to make sure that in the near future, I'm going to put a water restrictor in my home to show residents that we can't continue using water the way we are using. Therefore, we are going out there. I'll be KwaNobuhle, a loud hailing throughout the streets, talking to people about the situation of water. We're on radio. We're releasing adverts on radio, on TV, to talk to our people, because we must not be punitive. We must work with them, for them to understand that this is not an act to punish them, but this is an act to try and save the environment. And we can only do this together.
Yeah.
If we're saying this is a disaster, it is a disaster similar to COVID-19 because water is life.
Yeah.
And water can save livelihoods.
Indeed.
If we can't
we know this. We know this, and this is, these are things that we need to get the message across, and I'm sure, people do know this. But what I think we can put, obviously, the blame onto residents and people in the area and ask them to do as much as they can. But when you're dealing with a situation where you've got such poor infrastructure that is in such a bad way that, there have been stories written to the point that 44% of water is wasted and gone due to this poor infrastructure. There's not much that residents can do about that. That unfortunately falls into your domain. You recently met with Minister Lindiwe Sisulu. What came of this meeting? I mean, if I'm reading budgets, you need at least 500 million to address the immediate water challenge and 20 billion rand to update the infrastructure. What's going to happen there?
Leanne, the biggest problem, and which communities really are complaining about, are saying, look, you're saying like, let's save water, but you can't fix water leaks. And I think that has been a problem in the city for the past 2 years. The city was folding its arms and watching a match that it's supposed to be playing in terms of managing water leaks. And I can tell you that within the past 7 days, we've fixed not less than 553 water leaks. We have a war on leaks. KwaNobuhle alone, we had a leak festival where all our artisans were in KwaNobuhle trying to make KwaNobuhle dry, meaning Unit. We are moving through the northern areas to fix the leaks because of the amount that you have mentioned, the 20 billion that we need to maintain the underground infrastructure. We are not going to be able to deal with it once and for all. But as time comes, we see a leak, a major leak, we change the system. And we are taking it in that way. It can work if we do attack the leaks. The minister have also engaged with us that he can bring in technicians who are dealing with the issue of leaks to assist us in detecting water leaks. She have also spoken to us about the Rand water scheme or something institution that can come in and try and also to assist. We are open for any help in the city. She have committed not less than 320 million rand, but we're still waiting for a letter to commit that money. I won't really commit about that money that can come to us to deal with some of this situation until the money is on the table and the letter it's written. We do have, Liana, if you won't believe that, even the minister was shocked that we do have a planned program to deal with the infrastructure and the augmentation of our water challenges. Okay. It's not like we do not have, like for instance, we're putting a pipe to connect KwaNobuhle. The construction has started, which will be finished around November, to take the water that we're going to get from the Nqaba Dam to connect some of the areas that in the western suburbs that might run out of water. Right. But the problem is time. We are running out of time. We've lost that time in the past 2 years. Now I'm trying to recover from that time to speed up the project. The contractors are employed. They are going to be on site. We have to speed up this process.
Why?
National Treasury yesterday was engaging with us in the same concept to try and assist us in speeding up the implementation of this water augmentation program.
I mean, because this is a matter of urgency, so time shouldn't be lost. I mean, time is of the essence. These are things that need to be worked on very, very quickly. And it's nothing new to your province to be going through these things. I know as a program and as the SABC, we have visited your area on many occasions and gone into dams that have been absolutely dry, and there just doesn't seem to be forward planning, and that I think is a major concern. When you look at an area that is surrounded by water, I mean, we've been talking about the desalination of water. I mean, you've also now got the plant project, the Nqaba Development Corporation, that has its own desalination project. I mean, these things that should be working very, very quickly. What is a quick update on that? I know we don't have much time, but if you can just tell me what's happening there.
I've approved it, the water desalination on the 30th of April. These people were folding their arms watching a match they're supposed to be playing for the past 2 years. It took me just a month for me to say we need this, you know, because we must have a variety of water sources that we can use. The problem is that if you have a state that is not capable to deliver, people who do not take service delivery as a priority, you get yourself into this problem. We could have avoided this thing 2 years back through proactive planning by putting up programs. Now, within a short space of time, 3 months or 4 months that I'm in power, I had to speed up things quickly for things that could have been done 2 years back. Therefore, that's why capable government and government that work for the people and deliver services are necessary when we choose the people we vote for. We must vote for people who understand the business of governing and governing quickly and delivering services. I've done that with the desalination plant in Nqaba. And Nqaba is capable, the CDC, and I think I can work with them to put that not only for our water sources here in the city, but also for attracting investment in that part of town.
Okay.
Because that's a business hub. That's where we attract people who want to bring money. We must be able to assure them that in this town they are coming for, we can secure the water system. But when you have challenges of government, that's why you go throughout in Kredok, there are water problems, there's sewage spill all over, because those areas, the governance levels and the people who are managing these cities, cannot manage them better.
Okay.
Where we are managing this city better. That's why we have a responsive plan to try and deal with our water crisis. And we're going to work with our people to make sure that conditions are not as bad as they could have been 2 years back.
Okay, Mayor, we have to leave it there. We need to come and visit you. We need to see how this goes. We will keep a very close eye on this. I know July is the big D day, but may I ask one word, just a word answer. Have you been declared a disaster area as yet? I know the application is in. Has it been declared?
No, I'm told it has been declined by National Treasury yesterday.
Okay. All right, we leave it there. Thanks for talking to us, Mayor. We will get an update with you. This is not the last time we'll be speaking to the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro Executive Mayor, Nqaba Bhanga, talking to us about the dire situation currently in the Eastern Cape with the drought that's currently there.